Morning, folks. Today's soap is brought to us from Black Ship Grooming. This one here is called Aladdin Spice. So you can imagine it's got a little bit of spice in the scent. That's what it looks like there on the inside. It's a relatively soft soap. It's easy to scrape out and put in a bowl. And got the aftershave here. And a little bit of history on this one here. If you look closely, this one here says Beaver Woodwright. So this one here is right before the name changed to Black Ship Grooming. Just a little bit of history there. Got it whipped up here with the brush handles from Strike Gold Shave. This is the POTUS handle. There's the coin there in the bottom. It's got a cashmere knot that I put in there. And it's the leather whipped up, it's definitely wet. Just about drippy. And that's what it looks like there on the inside. So you can see it moving, so it is definitely wet. Guess you might say it's my kind of shaving cream there. Got it whipped up really nice. Blade of the day. This one here, it's been a while since I mentioned it, but I've had these and now I'm working it into the shave. I was able to test one of the blades for supply, and that injector blade was just fantastic. And this is the box that it comes in. It's referred to as the black labeled blade, and it is a very smooth, comfortable blade. This is a dispenser that it comes in, and there's 8 blades in there, and I think the going price is like $8 for if you buy just a single pack, and if you buy 3 of them, I think it's $22. So you save a couple of bucks if you buy it in bulk, if you will. And there's a little place there to put your used blade when you're done with it. So how many shaves you get with this particular blade, it's really your mileage may vary. It just depends on each individual, how many shaves you gotta get out of each blade. I can tell you though, my experience with testing the blade, it was a very smooth shaving experience. Shaver of the day. This is this one here. I've got a copper one. This one here is a bronze one. Then I've got the stainless steel. It's nice, polished up. But this one here is a bronze one. This one here was being sold when the Olympics was going on a while back, and I went ahead and picked up the bronze one. I like the color of the bronze. I thought it looks pretty cool. Oh, and there's the blade. Yeah, in other words, I was kind of afraid that if I didn't pick it up when they were available, I would never get one. So I went and picked one up. It's a pretty nice looking shaver there. I'm going to go ahead and wet the face and get started with the pre-shave cube here. I'll have a link down below for as much of this stuff as I can get. Like the bronze one, you'll be hard pressed to find one now. It's going to be the buy, sell, trade route. No longer available, unfortunately. And still a little bit of that pre-shave cube left. In case this is the first time you're watching a video, this one here is the Holliday version of the Phoenix Artisan Accoutrements pre-shave cube. It started out, I think it was 8 ounces. In other words, it is a pretty good sized cube, and it's, in case you might say, down to the nub. Not much left. Still trying to hang on to it. And it doesn't take very long to work this pre-shave soap into your face. A little bit of a lather going on. Pretty easy to do. It don't take but a quick moment. You darn near already get started with that kind of lather. I do dry my hands off because this stuff is pretty slick. Like I said, this is whipped up pretty wet, so hopefully I don't get it everywhere. I watched, it was kind of interesting, watched a little bit of Anthony Esposito's video last night, and I had day before yesterday, I had already been to QED USA's website. I'll have a link down below so you don't have to try to hunt it down for the These are the folks that sell Savile Row shaving brushes, and I had noticed that they had QED. I noticed that there's some new brushes that I hadn't seen there before, and then I saw Anthony's video showing a couple of the brushes. Thought that was pretty interesting. I had no idea how long they've been out. As far as I know, they were new to me. I hadn't seen them. It's the first time I had seen them. Oh, I should have mentioned that this blade here, not the blade, but the plate is a 2-dot plate. But he was mentioning that bad or not that he was experiencing in those brushes was pretty soft. So that's saying quite a bit. And I think the going price for the brushes was like at $65, so a little bit cheaper than the Savile Row. And the knot size is 24 millimeter. I was reading down in the description. It also mentions, you know, how like this particular handle here has got a coin in the bottom of it. Well, the QED, the down on the bottom, they've got lettering, and it might be in gold or whatever it happens to be. Well, the tells you down in the description of the brushes that don't expect that lettering to stick around forever. In other words, it's going to fade. They know it is. In case you might say it was made that way. So if you're expecting the lettering to stick around forever and a day, either you go ahead and not buy it, buy it and know that it's going to fade, and if it really bothers you, you'll have to paint those letters back in there. But like anything else that's got lettering like that, from time to time it does have a tendency to fade, to go away. So you'll have to either be okay with that or paint them back in. And if you don't think you're quite up to it, Frank can start Gold Shave. I bet you he'll paint them back in for you. He does some brush restoration, so he's got some experience in doing that sort of thing. Restores vintage brushes also. And I'm telling you, these blades are smooth. So if you got an injector, couldn't find a blade to work for you, these ones here, I'm pretty sure are going to be the ones that are going to do the trick for you. Very smooth shaving. How can you say impressive? I could see that, you know, other blades I have used where people may have an issue with them, which I could understand. But these blades here, I think, just pretty much do the trick. Very smooth shaving. Matter of fact, you shave with this blade here in your whatever injector you may have. Excuse me. You may not go back to a DE. I know that's saying a lot, but it is a really smooth blade. Just such a difference. I mean, as soon as you start the stroke, I mean, for me, it's just like, it is so noticeable on how smooth it is. So in other words, if you've got this particular shaver and maybe the 3-dot plate might have been a bit much with the blades you've been using, I'm thinking try the 3-dot plate now. I think you might find a big difference. But it is so smooth, comfortable, just awesome. So yes, I am working up a good stock of these blades. Every so often I'll go in and I'll buy some, because I really do like them. They are fantastic blades. Can't say enough about them. I know what else I was going to mention. The from what I gather, when it comes to these style injectors at Supply, if you're interested in getting one, it's going to be one of those deals you might want to go ahead and get one, because once they sell out of this version, there's not going to be any more of this version. So that is something to think about. Because if you're unaware, they've got the new ones that are crowdfunded. I could do that for quite a while. I mean, it's so smooth. They've got some others that are being crowdfunded, made. I think the last time I remember seeing anything in the way of an update, they're still on target to, I guess, I think, if I remember the wording right, either they're going to be finishing them up in February, or being shipped in February, however you want to look at it. In other words, here pretty soon they should be rolling them out. And I did just pick up one. Very smooth shave. Boy, just awesome. Boy, that does feel really good. This is pretty slick soap. If you couldn't tell. For me, I got plenty of residual slickness. I'm able to go back over the same spot again and again. In other words, if buffing happens to be your thing, this soap worked out really well for me. I've got several different versions of Black Ship Grooming's soap. For me, it's worked well for me, and it's not like anything else. Excuse me, it's going to be the your mileage may vary. Very smooth. I don't think there's going to be any stinging this morning. I got no indication throughout the shave that there was going to be an issue with nicks, cuts, weepers. In other words, nothing bleeding right now, but the alum block might find a spot. I don't get that impression. The one thing I have to say that this particular shaver versus, let's say, typical or your standard injector, your vintage injector, the one thing I do like about this one here is that with that thumb screw right here, of course you want your sink, you're working around it, you wanted to have it plugged up. But I can take this thumb screw out and take the blade out, and I can use it in another shaver. And the next shaver I plan on using this blade in is a shave vat, and I'll get more into that when I get to that particular shaver. But yeah, no stinging this morning, by the way. Being able to use the blade in multiple shavers is pretty nice by just taking it out of that without a problem. You can take it out of I guess you might say, a standard injector, if you will, but you just have to be real careful. Such a smooth shave. I mean, I was so happy to see these blades coming out. So not only do I buy the blades, you know, from the website now, but also got some through the through the crowd backing of one of the razors. Yeah, I made sure I was going to get me some one way or another, because these blades, Persona blades have been my go-to blades when it comes to injectors, but I have to say that these blades here got them beat hands down. There's no comparison between the two. If you want a blade that feels a little bit edgy, Persona blades are good ones to go to, but these here, as it goes for smoothness, they're just fantastic blades. Just a great shave this morning. I can go on and on and on about how great it is. It just is so smooth. It would be the kind of shave that would get folks started into this, because the blade does such a great job. Slicing through the whiskers, not rough on the skin, nothing like that. I would think if the ladies, if you're using one of these kind of shavers, these blades are definitely one you're going to want to try. I think you'll be quite happy with them because they're so smooth. This is good stuff here. I enjoy spice. The scent, it works well for my nose, may not work well for you. Something you'll have to consider, you know, when you're looking at this particular soap. Is there anything in it in the way of spice that's going to affect your skin? For me, it works quite well. Had a fantastic shape. Hope everybody's doing quite all right on this Wednesday. It's nice and going to be nice and sunny today. I think there's might be a chance of rain. I think it's today or tomorrow. Anyway, it's going to be great. Fantastic shave this morning. Stay healthy, stay safe, and smooth shaves to you.